Hello everyone, welcome to this video about my explorations in creating embroidery-inspired ephemera. If you read my post about it, you already know that I have this sentimental connection with handmade work and crafts in general, because I grew up with one of my aunts sewing many of my clothes, and also with my mother crocheting these giant beautiful bedding pieces that took her 1 year, sometimes almost 2 years to finish them. But I think that my fascination with embroidery and crochet also is related to the fact that my mother always saved her bedding and tablecloths, embroidery and crochet pieces to use on important occasions. Such as birthdays, anniversaries, and during the Christmas season. And I think she did that first because this kind of pieces are expensive, and also because in Brazil at the time, and I think nowadays also, it was considered fancy and chic having your home decorated with them in such important occasions. So for me, I created this image in my mind that embroidery and crochet pieces are something very special that you can only use in specific days, in specific moments. But it was only when I saw Wendy's Brightview using a piece of fabric with embroidery pattern on it, not the real embroidery, just the drawing, that I started to think that it could be a nice idea to explore the same kind of ephemera in my artwork. The thing is that this was back in 2020 and we were on lockdown here in Portugal, so I couldn't access any thrift store. So my idea was at the time was to replicate the partner that I saw in Wendy's lesson using gel pen and tracing paper, and it worked very well. I used the piece that I created on the project for the Wendy's course, and since then I have been creating different embroidery inspired ephemera to use in my artwork. So in this video I will show you and talk about the different techniques and materials that I have been exploring to creating these ephemera pieces, from drawing to stamp, and even my 3D drawings, my 3D pieces. So I hope you enjoy the video, that you get inspired maybe, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I will be happy to answer all of them. So my first attempt was to draw like a repetitive floral pattern over tracing paper using gel pens. These ones are my favorite pens to draw. They are Uniball Signo, and they came in with two different thickness, 0.5 and 0.7. 0.7 is my favorite one. And I did that because I wanted to use these pieces for layering in my backgrounds, and as they are transparent, we can see the different layers underneath. So it was perfect. It worked really good for what I wanted, but I also tested different papers. I drew also over vellum, but using vellum for layering is not so good because it does not accept wet mediums very well. So I also tested to draw over deli paper. This is deli paper, and you can see here that the pen it doesn't work very well. You can see here the trace with the gel pen is very thin, very light, and even using the jelly rolls, these ones, the trace, it's not, the lines are a little bit they are not, how can I say, continuous. So yeah, I didn't like this one. This one is using tracing paper are much better and good for layering. Okay, so my second attempt on exploring embroidery partners was to create these little floral compositions. Okay, first drawing them in white paper, simple white papers, and then explore other kinds of paper. This one is from a notebook, an old notebook that I had, and I didn't use in tracing paper for them because my idea was to use them not in the first layers of my backgrounds, but in the last one, so that they could appear more evidently on my backgrounds. And then I started to explore other papers, old papers. This one is are papers from old notebooks that I had. These ones from Pignature. It's the brand is called Pigna. It's an Italian brand of stationery, and they have these notebooks made with recycled paper. I love the texture of this paper. It has a kind of vintage appearance on their own, and they are also gridded, and it was because of they are gridded that I decided to explore cross-stitch partners. So that I will show you in a minute. But yeah, I really liked it to draw these floral compositions over in a paper that already have some kind of handwriting. The handwriting, all the handwriting here, it's mine. So yeah, it's funny to see lots of annotations from my work and things like that underneath of this floral composition and after on my artwork. So let me show you my next exploration. My next one was cross-stitch partner. So I start exploring the drawings in these larger gridded pages. These are also pages from notebooks, not the big ones, but random notebooks. I had to confess that since I started to drawing these cross-stitch partners, I started to look for different gridded notebooks in the stores to see the ones with interesting colors and size of grids, and these two are new ones from new notebooks. And you can see that in this one the grid has this color that matches with the color of the pen, and the paper are not white, they are like some kind of creamy, and I love them. Then I rediscovered an old notebook, the same one in which I have these dotted pages. I can show you in a minute this notebook. And this one, the grids are smaller. The grid is smaller, and then I can have these more kind of delicate drawing. So I started to draw everything. Now I have this. I started to drawing the alphabet, some butterflies. What else? Like these single flowers, some kind of compositions. And let me let me show you the notebook. Where is it? So here is the notebook. It comes with these 3 signature, I would say. A dotted one, the one with a line, and where is my gridded one? It's not here, but you can see from here that it is gridded. This notebook I bought, I think it was on the Flying Tiger. Flying Tiger, it's a Danish, I don't know how could I call it. It's not a stationery store, but it has all sorts of things that you don't need but that you want. So this one I bought there, and also the notebooks, these new notebooks, gridded ones. It was on from Flying Tiger. My next exploration, let me show you, was what I wanted was to get that 3-dimension effect of real embroidery, but without having to embroidery. So what I thought was to use this kind of product that is effect liner. Okay, so, and I end up with this kind of pieces. Okay, what I did was just to simply draw floral composition over vellum. Okay, because I wanted also to get the transparent look, not totally in the case of vellum, but it can be totally transparent, and I've used some kind of plastic sheet. And the difference between the two is that, well, in fact, there is not much difference besides the level of transparency. But one thing that I want to mention is that as vellum doesn't receives well wet medium, it tends to buckle a little bit. So when I want like a flat look in the paper, I use tracing paper. And the difference between these two, as you can see in this one, the petals and leaves are all filled in, while in this one I just draw the outline of the petals and leaves. And the difference is because here I used a needle tip applicator, like this one. Okay, so this is the main difference between using the tip directly from your relief liner, that it's a little bit more This one, the needle tip is thinner than in the effect line. So with this one we can draw just the outline. We can also fill in the drawing, but that's just if you want. I tend to use more directly, to draw more using applying directly with the relief liner, just because of it's more practical. Only because with the needle applicator I have to fill it with the paint, and sometimes, most of the times, you need to dilute the paint with some a little bit of water. So yeah, using direct the relief. Oh, this is on the other side. Direct the relief liner, I think it's more practical. I think it's better. So I have been creating this stash of different floral compositions. Okay, like also sometimes created these single little pieces to add to my pages. But as you can see with this one, I cannot replicate it then, because this was one of the things that I started to think about. It's okay, everything is beautiful, but all these pieces I have to make myself, each one, and when my stash runs out, I have to start to make another one. So I started to think in other ways to make this process more, like to speed up the process, to create some stamps, so I can easily fill my backgrounds with the stamps, and also how to digitalize, to scan all my images, all my partners, so I can just print them again and using in my pages. So let me show you the stamps that I have created inspired by embroidery partner. So these are the stamps that I have carved using a very simple stamping kit. So I did this flower with this kind of ellipsis center, and then a very simple one flower with a circle center, then leaves, like leaves or set of petals, and then this little composition, and this is how they turn out when stamped in the paper. And they are totally, they have a totally different look from the other ones, right? But I like it. They are kind of wonky also, and yeah, I think I discovered another way to explore embroidery partner ephemera to create them. I can use in pages with a different style compared to the ones where I can use this kind of piece, but I can mix both. Yeah, it's just another great way to explore the embroidery partner. And let me show you the print bows that I have put together to make available for you for free, so you can also explore. If you are think that the idea of using embroidery pattern in your journals, in your art, it's interesting, but you don't have the patience to draw everything, I made available on my resource library 2 sets of embroidery partner printables, so you can download them and use in your project. These are the printables that I have that I created, inspired by my original embroidery inspired ephemera partners. These 2 sheets with 4 different floral repetitive floral partners are already on my website, available for you. And then I will be adding this new, I would say, kit with 3 different sheets, one with 2 repetitive floral partners, another one with floral compositions, the ones done over my old notebook pages, and also some cross-stitched inspired partners. Here is the other one, and this one I printed using tracing paper on inkjet printer. I don't know how they would turn out using laser printer, but I guess that it will be even nicer than this. And yeah, these 2 kits will be available on my website for you to download them and use in your personal projects. And yeah, I think that's it. These were all my embroidery inspired ephemera exploration, at least until now. We'll see if I will come up with new ideas. If I do, I will sure share with all of you. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, that get inspired, maybe. I hope so. And I see you soon in the next video about how I use all of these in my journals and in my art in general. Okay, bye bye.